Better at Chess Nation. What's up? Alright, so we had another video. This is day 5 of the daily chess video puzzle challenge. So, and of course, we're going to be working some more on the mating series. So, we're going to be finishing up this series. And let's see if this is video 5, so 2 more videos. And then I'll start a new series based on some other puzzles and other topics that I think will be good for you guys to learn. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so what do we have here? Okay. So we have black's king right here. Can't go there. We love to go there. However, this rook is unprotected. So maybe we go there. Okay, that's not it. Oh, okay. Got it. Alright. Okay. That's alright, that's alright. I can't self maul initially. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so this one, so we have king and 2 rooks versus a king and a queen. So it is currently white's turn to move. And so their plan here is, and this will be a technique that we talk about in my upcoming series, but it's a technique called a skewer. So initially, I mean, I guess there's a few things you can do, but I mean, you can, move the rook here if you want to. Well, actually, you know what? No, you can't. No, you can't. The reason you can't is if you move the rook, if you move any piece outside the king right now, this queen comes down and delivers a checkmate here. And the reason being the queen is covering this whole horizontal, but this shield in front of the king right here stops you from moving any of these 3 spaces. So that is something I should look for before. So that is why we can't just move a rook back this way or just move it anywhere. So we have to move it to a particular location. In this case, kind of looking ahead here. So again, when playing, you kind of you will begin to see how you can use different tactics together. So the better chess players are really good at putting chess tactics together. So, and I'm not great at it. I'm playing to get better, and it helps to have chess.com with puzzles. So, so looking ahead, seeing here, so paying attention to this invisible shield in front of, this wall right here in front of the king, and looking that, okay, if you can get the king to jump back to this row, if you can get the king and the queen on the same row, you can move this rook up here. The king is way too far away from the queen, so you'll be able to bait the queen pretty much. So that's why coming here is important. So that's the first step. Now, the next step is, okay, again, you have this invisible shield here, so putting the king in check here, the king has to jump back to this row. The king has nowhere else to go. So then, what do we have right here? We have the king and the queen on the same row, and black's king is too far away from the queen to make a good, jump at the bishop, or not the bishop, at the rook, in case the rook does try to take the queen. Let's see, it's still 1 square away, which is way too far. So you come in, you take the queen, or yeah, you take the queen. So, all right, let's do the next one. Okay. So the king is on the edge, so that's taken care of. I can't go there. Okay. So, oh, okay. Okay, so we pay attention to where the king is. So it's on the edge. So, these 5 squares right here is where the king can go. This one, obviously you can't go there because the king's piece is there. Here and here you can't go to because of this bishop right here eyeing down this file. So, a very common checkmate with a bishop and a rook is to bring the rook here, where it's a bishop coming down a file, protecting a rook on the same color as that file, but there's pieces around where the king can't maneuver to the other color or file. Let's see, when the king is in a corner, so you had a bishop right here, and the king is in this corner, and, you know, there was a, you know, this file was clear. If the rook, you know, somehow, you know, this rank, these two ranks are clear, right? And the rook is able to get to this square. The rook is coming horizontally, and this bishop is taking care of stuff here. So if, you know, as long as there's something in front of the king, a piece that won't be able to take this bishop here, that's gonna be a checkmate. So in this case, that's what we want to do, right? We see this square available, we see this bishop iron down this file, we see that the rook and the bishop can connect there, and this bishop right here is very important. This bishop is pinning this knight here, so moving this rook here is actually a safe move. Now if this bishop wasn't here, then this knight can just jump and take that. So this is a checkmate right there. Alright, let's go to another one. Okay. Okay. Yep, that's what that is. Okay. Alright. So this one is a back rank checkmate. And what so when this bishop went here to check the king had to move in a corner. This bishop is right here, otherwise the king might go there. It's just so they can try to escape this way. But it's trapped in a corner here. So now what you do is you need to get this bishop out the way so you can, you know, come here with your queen and rook and deliver checkmate. The only thing that's protecting this bishop right here is this rook. If we give the but if we take some time and give the queen a chance to try to protect the bishop as the knight is protecting the bishop, then you know, making that type of exchange to try to get checkmate in the back rank is not gonna make it's not gonna make sense, and it's, you know, essentially you won't be able to do it. It'll just be exchange of pieces. So making this move is important because, one, it disconnects the queen and the rook, and the thing is the rook has to take it, because if you just put the rook there, if you just put the bishop there, and, you know, black makes another move, this queen comes down and delivers checkmate. So the rook has to take it because, again, it has to protect this bishop. So now we just count the pieces and we see, okay, it's one defender protecting this bishop when I have two pieces lined up. So I'm going to take, it's going to take my queen. I'm going to take its rook. This is checkmate. All right, let's go for the gold. Okay, so, I mean, the simplest thing I see here is moving this queen here. I don't see a piece that could block it. So another thing to pay attention to, you know, if you ever do on chess.com doing puzzles, just remember that the white pieces are always on the 1st and 2nd rank, and black is always on the 7th and 8th rank. So the fact that white's king is over here means that the king moved all the way over here from E4, E1 all the way to H4. So, and that also means these pawns are going this way towards the, you know, towards the 8th rank. So that means taking this will be fine. I don't have to worry about this pawn coming up because it's not, you know, pawns can go backwards. So that's that. So, you know, it's a pretty simple checkmate. That is like a, you know, position space checkmate. So, okay. So I would probably start there. Maybe. Let me see here. Or actually, maybe not. No, actually, this is probably better. No, actually, that is better. Because black already cannot go this way. And if I go here, black won't be able to go there. They'll be forced to go up one. Or I come there. And then that would be it. With the king here, that square is cut off, that square is cut off. But the queen right here is cutting off this vertical. So we're gonna do that. And you know, of course black would want to put their queen there, but it would just get taken. So, and then we jump up there, and that's checkmate. Alright, let's go to another one. Okay, so this looks pretty simple. Looks like I just put the rook here. So the rook will be protected by this knight, and this knight is protected by this pawn. So let's look at what squares are cut off here. So this rook is cutting off these three squares right here. This knight has control of this square and this square. This pawn is controlling this square, and black's pieces are on these two squares. So the way I would hold down that control is actually moving the rook here, because again, the rook will operate like a T here. So, and that would be checkmate. All right, let's do a couple more here. Okay. Okay, so when you have a queen and a knight, kind of like in a similar position to this, right? We can look and see that the knight can jump here, right? So knowing that the knight could jump there and putting the king in check, the king can only go there. So this is very reminiscent of a smothered mate with the knight and the queen. And the way it's going to work is that the knight is going to put the king in check. The king has to move. The knight is going to come to this square right here on the edge. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be on the edge. As you see with some harder puzzles, you can actually get a smothered, getting the smothered mate, it can happen in the middle of the board. It really just needs to be that the king is surrounded by a bunch of other pieces and put in a position where they're stuck on the square they are, and then a knight can jump to a square where it's checking the king, but the king can't take that knight back. So, in this case, coming here puts the king in double check, because remember, the king is here now. This queen is here, this knight is checking the king. And remember, with a double check, the only way to get out of it is you have to move. So the king will go back to where the only square it could go back to is back in the corner. That's when the queen jumps here. So we have a knight here, and we have a queen here, putting the king in check. The only piece that can take the king in this instance would be the rook right here. So the rook has to come here, and that's entrapping the king in that corner. And then that's where this knight that's here on h3 jumps to f2 and delivers a checkmate. So we start here. That was a check, king move. Here's the double check. That queen comes down there. Again, the rook has to take it. The king cannot take it because the queen is being protected by this knight. And then we see that the king is in this corner. Those are only 3 spaces in a corner a king can move. The king has nowhere to go. So putting this knight right here delivers a smothered mate. Alright, let's keep it going. Thinking maybe there's a check. That pawn. Move that pawn. Okay. Okay, so let's run this back. Okay, so this one is a little bit more advanced. So what happened here? The rook just moved over 1 square, and the reason being the rook wants to, protect this pawn and also protect in case, or if they need to protect, they can go back there. They don't really need to in this situation. So really, this rook is here to protect the pawn. So, and then you have a 2-to-1 pawn advantage over here. So checking the king right here, got the king to move here. The king can't go right here because his pawn is here. So, once the king moves to this square right here, now you can advance this pawn with strictly the intent of giving it up, because now, once that pawn takes it, you just move it forward. So king jumps over, and another thing, this king is blocking the rook from protecting this pawn. So with this pawn moving up here, it's either one of two things can happen. The if the king were to jump here, this rook comes in. Maybe this rook comes here. This pawn could take that rook. Oh, let's see what else happens. So you can choose to take that. The king might jump here instead, and then you can just keep going down if you want to. You don't even have to take this pawn, because technically this king is protecting the pawn. So this king will probably take this piece. You promote to a queen. Now you have another queen on the board. So the best thing in this case to do was to just take the pawn. And now you go there. The king could jump here, but they're more than likely gonna move on this side of the board because that is definitely becoming a queen. There's nothing stopping that from becoming a queen. So, all right, let's do like 2 more here. So, no, it wasn't with the knight. Okay. Okay. No, oh, okay, actually that does make sense. Oh, I'm sorry, I made that more complicated than I needed to. Okay, so this knight comes here to put the king in check. This pawn cannot take because the queen right here is eyeing down that file. Remember, you can't put yourself in check. So, so what you do is, now that the king is trapped in your mating net, aka your mating, your pattern to get a checkmate, you want to move your queen closer to here. It's not worth taking the queen just because it'll get taken back by a rook. You're already down a rook here. So you have these pieces in the king's face, and the king's protection right here is weak. So you want to take full advantage of that. So you move your queen closer to the rook. So you have this bishop right there eyeing down this file. So this queen could have gone here. This bishop is the only thing protecting protecting this spot right here, and just protecting this diagonal period. So we take the bishop. The knight comes in, takes the bishop, but it doesn't matter because putting the queen there is checkmate. All right, I'm gonna give you guys one more. Oh, okay. So there's that. So I can move there. King jumps up here. And maybe you do that. Let's see, so check first. Oh, you know what? No, that bishop is there. So we need to deliver another check. So we can take that. Oh, we can go there. No? So maybe I do that first. Oh, I'm being silly. Let's checkmate. Okay. So the king, we have the king on the edge here. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. So putting the queen there takes away that whole row and this square right here. So the king, of course, has to jump up to the square it can right here. So we do that. Now we reevaluate where the king is. The king is here. So that row's cut off. That row's cut off. And we have this nicely placed knight right there that we bring up right here, and the king has nowhere to go, and the king cannot defend that knight attack. So that's checkmate. All right, one more. All right, you guys convinced? We're gonna do one more. All right. So it's white to move here. Okay, so taking this bishop reveals that immediate threat of checkmate right there. So I imagine the rook will probably come up, or the queen will take this rook, you just come back. And it's, just a matter of stalling. So, actually, hold up. No, there's no immediate threats from them. Not check or checkmate anyway. Well, you know what? Okay, yeah, they can go there. Actually, we do have to worry about that. Right. Okay. So that's gonna happen next move. So how do we stop that? Oh, okay. I get it. So, well, actually, maybe not. We can do this. No, Oh, actually, I have an idea. Oh, no. Hold up. What is stopping that? I don't see anything here stopping that. Look at my queen here. Bishop has no incentive to take. So actually, this is a queen sacrifice. So with that there, that's gonna happen next move, and then we're gonna lose our the advantage we have. So we're gonna have to sacrifice this queen. The king's gonna come up. We put our rook there. Then the king is gonna go in this corner. Then we bring our other rook. Well, no, the king will stay in that corner. Then we bring that rook there. Then it'll move over here. Actually, hold up. Actually, let's play this one out. Oh, no, the king can't go there. That's right. So this is checkmate. Okay. Okay, I saw it earlier, not that. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, so looking at the board, we see that this is a threat to become a rook, but more than likely a queen. Rook or a queen, but more than likely a queen. So we have to put the king in check. This is the only check that makes sense based on our setup here. Doing something like this, the black could take with either the rook, but more than likely they'll take with, or they can take with the bishop. So they might put some pressure on this rook right here, and take with the rook. I mean, you bring that forward, but again, none of that will matter because after that little exchange of whatever, this move is happening. So we need a move that's gonna give us more time so that doesn't happen. By bringing the queen up here, you're forcing the king to take the queen because that's the only piece that's protecting that pawn there. Then we we do this. We take the bishop. The king goes in the corner. Now the king could have gone here. But the result would have been the same because of this nicely placed knight right here. It's protecting the square. So it didn't really matter where the king went. It was going to be checkmate next move regardless. So, I mean, just looking at the setup, looking at how the pieces work together, this was very well thought out. And, they were really taking advantage of the space and the, controlling the right type of squares. So this type of setup is what, honestly, is what I want to achieve one day. So I'm working my way through that now. And, these puzzles are helping. Other lessons on chess.com are helping. Explaining this stuff to you guys is helping me better understand. So it's funny how showing somebody else how to do something does that. But that is what I have for you guys. So if you liked the video, leave a like. If you had any type of... if you just want to say something about the video, good, bad, ugly... suggestion for future videos, leave a comment below. I would love to hear your feedback on, where you guys would like me to explore next. What else? If you think this video was interesting to you and you know somebody who would find this interesting, please share the video with them. Let them know about this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I love my subscribers. Want more subscribers. That says to me that you guys are enjoying my content and I should make more of it, which is what I want to do if you guys are really enjoying it. So, so that is all I have for you guys today. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.